China has awarded a range of civil servants across the nation their first significant pay rise in years, according to sources familiar with the matter, as policymakers try to boost morale and spur spending.
중국이 전국 각지 공무원들을 대상으로 수년 만에 처음으로 큰 폭의 임금 인상을 단행했다고 관련 소식통이 전했습니다. 이는 중국 당정이 사기 진작과 소비 촉진을 위해 노력하는 가운데 나온 조치입니다. So how long has it been since this, a pay rise was made at all?
It's been quite a while. They say that China last publicly hiked civil servants' wages back in 2015.
Wow, so about a decade.
Yeah, so it's been quite a while. So it's basically like it was very unexpected apparently, so it was kind of like getting a little bonus at the end of the year. So they say that the basic salaries of many government employees have been bolstered by at least 500 yuan, which is around 100,000 Korean won a month.
Okay.
And so it for a lot of them, it piled up for about a year because they said it was back paid since July of last year. Like I mentioned, so they last did this publicly back in 2015 when some 40 million people got an average lift of about 300 yuan a month. And social media users suggested that salaries were also boosted in 2018 and 2021, but this was unconfirmed by the government. So we don't know how much the percentage increases were back then. The Communist Party of China, they haven't made a public announcement on the wage hikes this time. So we don't know really how the scope of this program or who actually footed the bill. But they say that this unexpected hike extends to teachers, policemen, and bureaucrats from around the nation of 1.4 billion people. And for some, this came without any sort of explanation. So it was just more money in their bank account. So a police officer in southwestern China said that he saw a 3,500 yuan lump sum in his December pay slip labeled back payment, although he was not owed any money. And his colleagues said that it was an increment going back to July. And of course, they said that they did not want to be named, discussing that it was a private matter. And they're assuming that it's probably because President Xi Jinping declared boosting domestic consumption to be the top priority in 2025. So maybe providing a little bit more money for public servants might help to bolster consumption as they will have more money to spend.
백페이먼트라는 거는 밀린 지급을 이제 뒤늦게 준다라는 뜻이죠. 그래서 그런 노트만 있고 그다음에 통장에 돈이 생각했던 것보다 많이 들어와서 공무원들이 아주 어떻게 보면 선물을 받은 것 같은 기분도 들었을 것 같고요.
A nice little bonus at the beginning of the year.
Absolutely. 자, 이걸 누가 전했느냐? Sources familiar with the matter.
Right. So sources familiar with the matter is often used when we don't want to name a particular source. And a source is usually a person that provides information. So we see this a lot in newspapers. And a source could be a person who told you the news, or it could also be like a newspaper itself. We usually use this when we are talking about like a source. It could be, the direct source, but it could also be the newspaper that we got the information from.
출처라는 뜻도 있고요. 소식통이라는 의미로도 쓸 수 있습니다. 여기서는 사람이니까 소식통이겠죠? Familiar with the matter. 이 문제에 이제 해당되는 이 일에 정통한 소식통, sources familiar with the matter.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons the government seems to have raised the pay was to boost morale.
Right. So we use boost morale, or it means to increase the confidence and cheerfulness of a group of people. So, for example, you might try to boost morale by, if you're like a company, you could try to offer bonuses, or maybe you could hold like safety exercises. So, doing some sort of group activity together could make the employees more friendlier and maybe give them a sense of unity and boost morale.
morale이라는 게 그 사기를 말합니다. 우리가 사기를 북돋기 위해서, 높이기 위해서 여러 가지를 할 수 있겠죠. 뭐 학생들 같은 경우에는 잘한다 이렇게 칭찬을 해줄 수 있고, 할 수 있어 이렇게 응원을 할 수도 있겠고.
Did you have like pep rallies when you were in school?
Yeah,
Yeah, that could boost morale. Yeah.
But in this case, we're talking about civil servants. 공무원들은 어떻게 해서 이렇게 사기를 진작하게 됐느냐? 바로 이제 돈을 더 받음으로 인해서
we could definitely
사기가 북돋게 되죠. 그렇게 하면은 그 외에도 뭐 spur spending이라는 것은 소비를 더 많이 하도록 한다라는 그런 취지에서 아마 공무원들의 연봉이 인상이 된 것 같습니다. 10년 만이래요. 자, 다시 한번 읽어볼게요. China has awarded a range of civil servants across the nation their first significant pay rise in years, according to sources familiar with the matter, as policymakers try to boost morale and spur spending. Here's our next headline.
The city of New York has debuted a new toll for drivers entering the center of Manhattan, meaning that drivers will pay $9 to access the busiest part of the Big Apple during peak hours.
미국 뉴욕시가 맨하튼 도심 지역에서 교통 혼잡 통행료를 받기 시작했습니다. 이에 따르면 혼잡 시간대에 이 지역에 진입하는 운전자들은 $9를 내게 됩니다.
Yeah, I doubt people are happy about this, but it's a new toll. So it's for drivers that enter the center of the city. And it debuted on Sunday local time. So people will have to pay $9 to be able to get into that busiest part of the city.
Yep.
It's known as congestion pricing.
Yep.
So it's meant to reduce traffic in this very densely packed city. And also they're hoping that the money will raise money to help fix its ailing public transit infrastructure, which I think New York is infamous for the public transit system. So the cost, apparently, it depends on what time of the day it is. And if drivers have what's called an Easy Pass, which is an electronic toll collection system that's used in a lot of the U.S. states. So drivers with this Easy Pass will get paid $9, or they'll get dinged $9 to enter Manhattan south of Central Park on weekdays between 5 a.m. and 9 p.m. and on weekends between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. And during off hours, it will be only $2.25. But this is on top of tolls that drivers already have to pay for crossing various bridges and tunnels to get to the city in the first place. So it's quite a lot if you think about it. And they say that apparently President-elect Donald Trump has vowed to kill the program when he takes office, but it's unclear if he will actually follow through. They do say that other big cities around the world, including London, Stockholm, have similar congestion pricing schemes, but it is the first in the U.S.
미국에선 처음으로 이렇게 도심지에 들어갈 때 혼잡 통행료, 교통 혼잡 통행료를 받게 되는 거예요. 시에서 받는 거죠. 운전자는 돈을 내는 거고 $9씩 내야 됩니다. 이제 시간대가 물론 있어가지고요. 예를 들자면 새벽에 간다든지 그러면 그때는 혼잡하지 않으니까.
Yeah, so after like 9,
그렇죠.
you won't have to pay as much.
네, 그러나 이제 보통 아침부터 밤 9시 정도까지는 $9의 교통 혼잡 통행료를 내게 됩니다.
It's pretty expensive.
그렇죠. 우리 돈으로 그러면은 10,000원이 넘는 거잖아요. 아닌가요? $10니까 그 정도. 네. 그리고 이제 그 돈을 가지고 그러면 뭘 하느냐? 아마 이제 대중교통 인프라에 돈을 쓰게 될 것 같고, 그다음에 이제 돈을 부과함으로 인해서 운전하는 거를 좀 저지하는 거죠. 가능하면 나 그 돈을 내느니 난 그냥 대중교통 이용할게 하는 사람이 좀 더 늘기를 바라는 것 같아요.
I don't know. I mean, for me, honestly, maybe try to fix up the public transit infrastructure, then maybe people will
Use it more.
use it more.
That makes sense as well. 자, Toll. What's a toll?
A toll is a charge that is payable for a permission to use a particular bridge or a road.
통행료입니다. 그래서 우리 그 통행 게이트, toll gate라고 하죠. 네, 그 통행료를 내는 게이트라서 그렇게 부르고 TOLL인데요. toll이 아니라 toll이라고
Yeah.
보통 약간 O 발음을 강하게 발음하고요. 미국이나 영국이나. Peak hours.
Peak hours. So peak hours is the busiest times of day when there is increased traffic or there could be longer wait times and higher demand for services. So it doesn't have to be a certain time. It could vary depending on the location and type of activity. For example, the peak hours at a hospital could be a little bit different than the peak hours at on the roads during rush hour. Yeah.
가장 혼잡한 시간대를 peak hours라고 할 수 있겠죠. peak라는 게 정상이라는 뜻이니까 산의 정상. 우리가 여행할 때도 뭐 성수기가 있고 비수기가 있는데 그 성수기를 보통은 peak season이라고 표현을 하고요. 그다음에 또 가장 어떤 상점이 바쁜 시간대도 peak hours. 여기서는 이제 도로가 가장 혼잡한 시간대 peak hours. P-E-A-K. 자, 다시 읽어보겠습니다. The city of New York has debuted a new toll for drivers entering the center of Manhattan, meaning that drivers will pay $9 to access the busiest part of the Big Apple during peak hours. 하나만 더 언급을 하자면은 이 Big Apple이 뉴욕의 별명입니다.
Yeah. Big Apple. I think it has a lot of nicknames.
또 있어요?
I think it's also called the City of Dreams, the Big Apple. But I know that New York has a lot of different nicknames.
네, 도시마다 이런 닉네임들이 있는 것 같아요. Chicago, Windy City.
Yep.
이런 식으로.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the final headline.
The Oxford English Dictionary has added 7 Korean words, including 달고나, 막내, and 떡볶이, marking the first significant update of Korean vocabulary since 2021.
옥스퍼드 영어 사전에 달고나, 막내, 떡볶이 등 한국어 단어 7개가 새로 추가되면서 2021년 이후 이 사전의 한국어 어휘가 다수 업데이트됐습니다. 자, 이제는 이 단어들, 달고나, 막내, 떡볶이 같은 게 영어 원어민한테 외래어인 거예요. 그래서 그대로 사용하게 됩니다. 이제 우리가 뭐 떡볶이를 굳이 설명할 필요가 없는 거예요.
Yeah.
뭐 spicy rice cakes with 뭐 이런 거 필요 없어요. 그냥 떡볶이 하면 돼요.
Look it up in the dictionary.
그냥 네. 그리고 I am the youngest sibling in my family 이런 거 필요 없어요. I'm the 막내.
Yeah.
이러면 됩니다.
Yeah.
What else made it on the list?
Yeah, I mean, and it shows how often and frequently these words are actually being used in English-speaking countries, I guess. So the other words, we mentioned that 7 words were added, and it was through the December update. So they include 노래방, we mentioned 막내, there was 찌개, 떡볶이, and 판소리 as well. There was, and it marks... And 형, right? Yep. And it marks a significant addition to the Korean origin word since September of 2021 when 26 words were added to the dictionary. And they included, 한류, there was 먹방, 대박, K-drama. These words were all added back then.
제가 이게 기억나는 게 2021년 9월에 우리가 모닝 스페셜에서 그걸 다뤘었어요.
Yeah.
대거 이제 한국어 단어들이 옥스퍼드 사전에 등재됐다. 근데 거기에 올라간 26개의 단어 중에 언니, 오빠, 누나가 있었거든요. 그래서 제가 형은 왜 안 올라갔지? 이렇게 생각을 했는데 이번에 올라갔군요.
Now it's on there. Yeah. So,
형들 분발하세요. K culture에 조금 더 참여하시기 바랍니다.
Oh, that's funny. Maybe they just weren't mentioned a lot in popular culture.
I guess.
Huh.
But now it's
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there. So 막내 is there as well.
그러게 말입니다. 막내.
Yeah. And 달고나, as we mentioned, 달고나 became popular, I think, thanks to the popular series,
of course.
Squid Game. And 막내, I think, became popular because of they always talk about the 막내 in these idol groups.
Ah, that's why.
Yeah.
Because, you know, as a maji, I saw this.
They need that on the dictionary as well.
Maji? Why do they only have
The
막내?
eldest. I think that will probably make it onto the dictionary as well.
몇 년 후에 올라갈 것 같네요, 마지.
And the really positive thing about this is, as we mentioned, it kind of reflects that global spread of Korean culture, particularly through popular media and cuisine. And they say that Korean-related words are expected to be updated annually from now on, and Korean food terms are also expected to continue to be added to the dictionary as well.
진짜 그 K-pop 그룹들 얘기하니까 저도 그런 인터뷰 장면을 몇 번 본 것 같아요. 블랙핑크의 리사도 여러 번 I'm the 막내 of the group, which means I'm the youngest in the group 이러면서 이제 영어로 말을 하지만 거기서 I'm the 막내 of the group 이렇게 말하는 거 보고 이제 사람들이
Now
이거
everyone knows.
이제 잘 받아들이겠는데 했는데 역시나 그런 이유 때문에 이 단어가 이제 그 sibling들, 형제들의
hierarchy.
순서 중에서는 유일하게 지금 올라가 있는 것 같아요.
Because it's very important. And I think it's also because the BTS member, Jungkook, I think he's the youngest of the group.
그러니까
and he did phenomenally well.
맞아요.
Yeah.
K-pop 멤버들이 꼭 자신이 막내인 거를
They like
말하죠.
to, because it's important for them because they're the youngest, but if they're doing well, then they like to say, I'm the youngest of the group. But and I think Jungkook's called like the golden 막내.
오, is he?
Yeah.
그래요. 자, 그럼 표현을 보겠습니다. Including.
All right. So including means containing as part of the whole being considered.
Include는 포함하는 거고요. Including A, B, and C 이런 것들 포함한다, 포함하여 이런 뜻이고요. Update.
Update. So update means it's an act basically of bringing something or someone up to date or an updated version of something.
네, 우리말로도 그대로 쓰지만 우리말로는 업데이트 사음절인데요. 영어에선 이음절입니다. Update. 이렇게 그래서 음절이 또 중요하긴 해요. 영어에서 네, 같은 단어인데 음절을 너무 많이 나누면은 가끔 못 알아들어요. 그래서 이제 이런 거는 영어식으로는 update라고 한다. 이렇게 알아두시면 되겠습니다. 자, 그럼 다시 한번 제가 읽어볼게요. The Oxford English Dictionary has added 7 Korean words including 달고나, 막내, and 떡볶이, marking the first significant update of Korean vocabulary since 2021. All right, well, that's it for the headlines with Karen.